Ladies and gentlemen, Kim here. Welcome to the daily update. Hope you guys had a good day trading today. Market is up about 2% there. On the S&P Nasdaq 2.7, semiconductor made a move 3.5%. Dow is up. Russell 2000 and transport, these guys are up about 2.5%. Bank's up 1.3. Energy is the only sector with the red print today. Looks like biotech, healthcare, utilities, and these guys up. Home builders up quite a bit today, about 2.3%. Along with the retail, 3.4%. Emerging market up a little bit. Bitcoin, gold, silver, miners, these guys are up quite a bit. Notably, miners close to 5% today. Dollar down, oil up, treasury bond flat, VIX is down. Let's do with SP-530 ETF. Spider, 65-minute chart here. So this is where we closed yesterday, and looks like we actually kind of opened flat there this morning. It looks like there's a little bit of fluctuation on that first hour. Thankfully though, this is what we talked about on the last night's analysis, that buyers must hold this important pivotal level, right? That 407 area, that gap area. It looks like the short-term moving average just on time to kind of get up there a little bit, support the bulls there along with that gap area. Hence the we got the high wave spinning top candle. At least on that first hour, bulls were able to protect it, but we definitely needed that follow through to the upside. We saw the second hour move, third hour move, and market cap marching higher, especially when the market did reclaim that short term, the micro term. That's a micro term right here, and that's a short term. Once the market and the bulls was able to reclaim the micro term moving average that's been serving as a resistance the last couple days, that happened on that third hour right here. And once that happened, bulls really got that little bit of that confidence, kept pushing higher, marching it up, and finally broke above this prior swing high, right? You can see about 3 days ago or so, buyers trying to get up there and failed for like 4 or 5 hours straight. And you can see what happened though. Big tankage did come about. Buyers kind of regrouped themselves, kind of using that gap support and the short-term moving average and trying it one more time today. And with that, on the last hour, definitely see that breakout to the upside. A lot of, buying, triggers happening there. Also, shorts are, forced to cover. And so that's probably what happened on the last hour. Let's check. Let's kind of look at that overall picture though, see where we're at. So this is what we'll be talking about here, right? Buyers really needed to see some sort of a higher low after that cultivation of higher high here, right? And you can see that's the low, that's a higher low, and that's exactly what the buyers wanted to cultivate with that higher low right on that gap and the short-term moving average. And you can see we got the higher high, yes or no? That's a higher high, right? You can see that's previous peak, that swing high. We are making that higher high today at 417.37. So bulls are really eyeing on this gap right here at 430, right? And that's the next down gap the bulls must fill if they want to continue to battle it out with the bears. Bears kind of been losing a lot of his momentum, a lot of his real estate. I know first 5 months or so, bears been really pounding it down. The last couple weeks or so, bulls are finding some momentum here, and they're continuing with that. So if the buyers really want to see this thing, coming up with some sort of real major reversal, that could lead to making new all-time highs, they must fill this down gap that was opened up in early May. And obviously, if you're a bear, you know, you're looking for another huge downturn, possibly sometime this month. You gotta protect that down gap with all your might, because if bull's gonna go up and fill that down gap at 430, obviously when the gap gets filled, it's gonna act as instant resistance. However, in the short to mid-term of things, they've gonna gather so much momentum at that time. They're probably working on to, if they were to fill that down gap at 430, they're gonna be working on for about 450 if this down gap is filled, right? You can see some of these moving averages here, and we've been tracking this midterm moving average for some time. You can see right here, midterm moving average supporting the bears for about 2-3 months. You can see that. Definitely, that's what we call a downtrend in the midterm. The midterm is slightly now curling up here for the first time since what? Since like early April, right? So it's been like 2 months. We haven't seen that that midterm moving average curling up like this. We got the midterm curling up. Obviously, the short-term moving average been, supporting the buyers. We got the micro-term continue to, rise up with the buyers with the today's price action. Let's check out that oscillator. See if we can extract any more information. So that oscillator, you can see that bulls definitely created that space, right? Because we hit that what? Overbought sentiment right here. Talked about the fact that, and then I talked about it yesterday, that last time when we did see that cross right here, what happened to the price? It tanked, right? We saw a big down gap and it tanked for days. We're talking 2 to 3% down days. But something's different happened. We did see the oscillator tanking. The price moved sideways, consolidating through time, right? And what happened was it found support right on that, what I call oscillator support, as you can see right there. This is not a coincidence, not an accident, not a mistake. It's not a random occurrence that when we got to the level, because the buyers already kind of gathered a lot of that momentum, right? This market is all about momentum. Once you establish that momentum, it's gonna continue, right? The problem with the buyers in the last couple months is that they weren't able to keep that momentum going. There are a couple pops here and there. You can see there's a pop. There's a pop here. There's a couple days of pop, couple days of pop. Not like this one though. That's not a couple days. We're talking what? It bottomed out May 20th. So we're already getting into like second, third week here of the momentum. It takes that long for the trend to be kind of established. It's not just going to be day or two, all of a sudden market is going to reverse back up. It took this long for the buyers not only to gather that momentum. We've been talking about that oscillator putting it all the way to the top of its ceiling. We did that for the first time in 2-3 months. And then when we did see that oscillator coming down, price moves side. That's a classic strategy from the buyers. If you've been following my videos, I talked a lot about this back in 2021 because we've seen a lot of that happening where we see the oscillator coming down, bulls creating some space, keeping the price elevated, right, moving sideways. And then once the oscillator was reset, that's a reset, but it doesn't come all the way to the bottom of its band. It stops short, finds support on that oscillator support, right? It crosses back up. Now it has this amount of what? Space. Now it has energy again, right? To push it up. And this amount of energy that we have right now here on that oscillator, you can see that space right here. This space, that tells us bulls have energy to push up to about 430. I'm gonna come back for you. We'll reassess the situation. Enjoy your evening. Good luck trading tomorrow.